Hey there, Sharon Nelson here, recording on my camera again because Facebook is doing crazy things. I do not understand it. It only works on some pages and not others. They got to be testing different things with their algorithm. But instead of being frustrated, we're just going to go. What are we talking about today? Day 130 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. Sharon Hornells here, in case you haven't ever seen me before. We're talking about expanding our capabilities. In other words, growing. How are we going to grow and become better, acquire a skill, be more capable in order to be a better role model and leader in our leader in our organization? I need more coffee. So we're talking about that. We're also on step 3 of the SOAP framework. So I'm going to cover that and try to do it briefly and quickly. And I might just share the Eisenhower matrix and not explain it because it took me so long to explain it in the Supersize You challenge. And I think I was just more confusing by explaining it than if I just showed a picture of it. But it's a decision-making tool we can use to decide among the alternatives that we brainstormed yesterday to take action on today to fill the gap between where we are and where we want to be. I think that's about the simplest, easiest way of explaining it. Okay, I'm going to kiss a fool. My nose is itchy today because I got so much going on. Okay, so today, our topic for the challenge is to learn a skill, learn a new skill. Now, you've probably been telling yourself, if you're anything like me, for a long time, I should learn how to do this, or I should learn more about that. And you've wanted to do it, but life gets in the way and we just put it off and don't do it. So our challenge today is to pick a skill for you personally to learn and then encourage other people on your team to learn a new skill over the next 90 days. Give yourself 90 days to learn a new skill. There's probably an area in your organization that you know needs shoring up or improvement. Personally, I already set this as a goal. I am learning sales as a skill. Pick a high leverage skill for you and the people on your team to learn, because those are the ones that are going to give you the most bang for your buck. The investment of your time and energy, they're going to give you, tenfold the return on the amount of time and energy you spend learning it in terms of the results that you get for your organization. I like to pick a thing that I'm going to learn and then actually track the ROI or the impact it has on the business as I apply the new skill. At the beginning, do I suck? Absolutely, and so will you. But will I get better? Yes, if I commit to doing it, I'm going to get better. I'm going to figure it out. I figure everything on the planet is figure-outable. Every problem is solvable. We just have to believe it and then open ourselves up and we'll figure out the answer. Because really, we usually know the answer. We know what we need to do. There's just some reason it's outside our comfort zone and we don't want to say yes to it right away. So our topic today, growth, expanding, acquiring a new skill. Leaders, and you're a leader if you're listening to me, in at least some ways of your life. Maybe you haven't even started your business yet, but most of the people that listen to me have got an established business. But guess what? We're leaders all the time in our business. We don't get to say, oh, I don't want to be a leader today. I'm just going to take, and be a follower today. We can do that in different parts of our business, but overall, people are always watching us. They're always expecting us to set the example. Whether we believe it or not, people will always, just like our kids, right? If you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about, or a grandparent, they will do what we do. They will not do what we say, right? I know. Teenagers, boy, you sure learn this lesson as a parent, and you learn it as a business owner too, because if you see a behavior in people in your organization and you're doing that same behavior, then you have to change if you expect them to change. You can't hold people accountable to a standard or an expectation that you yourself are not adhering to. It's two-faced, it's not authentic, it's ridiculous, right? I always have been the hardest working person in my business. Why? Because it's my business. Why would I ever expect people in my business to work harder on it and in it than I do? And there's a lot of business owners that expect that, and then they wonder why they get half-assed results, is because they're putting in half-hearted effort. And if you're putting in half-hearted effort, guess what you get? Half-hearted outcome, because what we put into things is what we get out of them. So today, pick one area of your business. Maybe it's financial analysis. Maybe it's strategic planning. Maybe it's marketing. I'm reading my list because I made a list. Maybe it's operations. But commit to something that you're going to focus on and improve over the next quarter. For me, it's usually sales, because it's an area I am not an expert in. And that is why I actually have a coach right now, and coaches, not just one, I have a couple coaches. I need that much help, that are teaching me to be a good salesperson, and in a way that feels authentic and right to me. I would never want to be accused of being salesy. I don't think I am. I think I way undersell, or I leave sales to other people in my businesses because I don't want to be the salesy, pushy person. And I've always been more of a support person in terms of quality processes, procedures, systems. And that's why, because it's in my comfort zone. And that's exactly why I'm doing the sales training, is because it's not in my comfort zone. I don't consider it in my wheelhouse, and I want to get better at it. Negotiations, yes. Sales, not so much. So, what is one skill you personally will commit to learning over the next 90 days? Just over the next 90 days, the next quarter. And share that in the comments below so we can learn from one another. If maybe we can team up and have some accountability partners that will help us role play or practice on each other in a low skill, or not low skill, low stress, low risk environment. So I like to ask myself a couple of questions when I'm looking at doing something different or doing something new. Is it something I've wanted to learn and know I should have learned a long time ago? Then yeah, that's an easy way to pick and choose what you want to focus on. What is the one area of your business that is the biggest challenge for your organization right now? And can you, by learning that skill, positively contribute to the growth in that area of your business? That is an extremely powerful, high leverage strategy to grow and build and supersize your business. And that's what we're here for, right? This whole challenge is about how do we grow our business in a way that feels right to us. Because we all want to create the businesses that we love, that are making the world a better place, that are contributing to society in a positive way. You know, if that's not what you want, you're not listening to me, or you won't listen to me very long, because it's definitely a core value of mine. So share what that one skill is. And then today our tool, I'm gonna switch gears so I don't talk too long today. SOAP framework. Challenge. I call it my challenge handling system, or my way to capture lessons learned. I came up with it during the pandemic because I found myself just plain frozen in my tracks, because everything that I was used to doing was immediately shut down, right? And I think millions and millions of us, actually probably billions of people on the planet, were experiencing the same thing. And I was like, all right, I need to get up and go. I need to do something. And so I started doing, and I'd already been doing challenges, but I decided, okay, I'm going to do every other month till we figure this out. And originally I was just going to do it once because we were only going to be down for 2 weeks, right? Remember that? Remember that story? I laugh now because it's so ludicrous. It ended up being actually 2 full years minimum that people were impacted. And I think 2 decades down the road, we're going to still be seeing the impacts of that whole, I'm going to call it event, that because I don't want to talk about it. But I came up with this 4-step process so that I would not allow myself to be stuck and do nothing during that time period. I will admit there were positives that came out of the pandemic. I have never seen people's properties look better. I've never seen people's homes look better, because all the projects that we've all wanted to do for years, we all have those lists, you know, of all the projects that we want to get done in our house, in our life, in our personal development and growth, and in our businesses, that never get done because we're so busy doing the things that are urgent, which is part of the Eisenhower matrix. A great tool for helping us decide what we should do, what we should plan, what we should schedule, what we should delegate, and what we should delete and just not do because it's not urgent or important. The urgent and important things we do now. We do them now because it's necessary and urgent that we do it and that it gets done immediately. Things like taking care of our health are urgent and important, and nobody can do that for us, so they fall into that category. Or significant or important or urgent. You can use whatever words you want to describe it, but it all means the same thing. And then we delegate the things that are important to get done, but we don't have to necessarily be the one to do them. And then we delete the things that are not either urgent or important, right? We still do some of those things because they make us happy and light us up and they make our businesses run smoothly, but they're the lowest priority. I guess I like this because in addition to being a priority setting tool, it tells us how to take action immediately on anything that comes across our desk. I don't know about you, but I used to have a 400 item to-do list, a running 400 item to-do list. I think at the highest it was probably up to 600 or 800 items. I didn't even look at it. I just had an Excel spreadsheet back in the day that I just kept adding things onto because I needed to get them out of my brain. Or I would not sleep because my brain would be going on all these different projects. But I think it helps us to prioritize those projects, and we prioritize in alignment with our core values, right? At least I hope you do, for both our business and our personal lives. All right, so what are we doing today? We are sharing in the comments below the one skill. Don't pick 10 skills, pick one skill, focus on that. And if you get it before 90 days, then switch to another one if you want. And then if you're really fast, you could get 3 new skills in the 90-day period where the rest of us are only acquiring one. I'm going to give myself 90 days to do the sales one because I know that is a big comfort zone stretcher for me. All right, if I can help you in any way, what do? Hit me up and ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. Hopefully on Facebook.